Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Harry Langdon, and today's subject is going to be Aretha Franklin. And I want to tell you about some of the events that occurred during her photo sessions. And I thought you might be interested into what went into these sessions with her. And so Aretha, by the way, has got a movie coming out about her that's going to be really exciting. Jennifer Hudson's going to be playing Aretha. And so you'll be hearing a lot more about Aretha. And so the first session, though, I did with Aretha was in 1980. I got a call. Quite often it's from an agent or manager, but Aretha called in person. Some of these successful performers like to take charge. You know, they've had so many people make mistakes and things, so she called in person and said, I want to come in for a photo session. You just be there. This is Aretha, and you have a dressing. Okay, we went. So Aretha arrived, and she arrived with her clothes. And as we usually do, we guided her through the session. And I think I used a 2¼ Hasselblad camera on this session because it was potentially going to be an album cover session. And so we had to do a variety of shots, not knowing what would be the best shot for the album cover. And so you never know. Sometimes there are no plans ahead of time letting me know what the album cover subject is going to be, because they often will have me just do a whole variety of pictures as we did with her. And then from those, they will decide which is going to be the album cover. And so this happens a great deal. It's another one of Aretha, as though she's singing. What a wonderful person she was to photograph. It was a real honor to have her choose me, because it's such a sensitive thing having your picture made. You know, each photographer has a different point of view with people. Especially when you click that shutter on the camera, you capture a certain moment in time. And certain moments maybe lasting only for a second or two, maybe only a half a second. Here's another nice one of her, just kind of off in her dream world, Aretha, because that could have been an album cover. So Aretha, with most sessions, we're fooling around, playing around. We had some ice cream in the studio, and so we thought Aretha might like a reward. And so this turned out to be such a good shot with Aretha. We went ahead and shot it, and so she used that for some of her publicity. And Aretha's, serious singer. You know, she's really started out as a gospel singer in her father's church, the Bethesda Baptist Church in Detroit, Michigan. And so Aretha had a tremendous background in singing gospel. That was what gave her the core to her voice and her singing. It's another cute shot. And so we had a lot of ideas. Sometimes we have more ideas than we have time for. So this, I thought, was a cute shot on Aretha. She was probably just waving her own fan just to stay cool. And so with all those shots that we did, they ended up choosing this shot for the album cover. And so it's sort of a plain shot, but it was capturing Aretha. Aretha has so much charisma on her own. She's a supercharged performer, as you have noticed from her singing, as she did at the Barack Obama inauguration. She was asked to sing Amazing Grace, I think it was. And so it was a real honor photographing her. And so time went on, and so the next time we heard from, and that was a successful album. So then again we hear from Aretha. This time Aretha, who's taking charge, she's being her own art director, said, I want you to go out and have your assistants get a big gift box. Make a big gift box with wrapping around it and bows and everything. And we thought, oh, what's she up to here? She dressed with, she had her hair cut short this time. And so she put her, we put her in this box, and there was Aretha, who was a gift. I don't know what the dialogue was, but this made a statement of some kind for Aretha, and she was really happy with this session, and it's really a cute shot. And so time went on, and the years went by, and then again, in 2005, I got again a call from Aretha. This time again it's from Detroit, and she wanted to talk to me personally. And she said, you know, I like what you did on your other album covers. This time I'm going to do a session, but I want you to come to Detroit to do the shooting. I went, oh gosh, you know, flying from Los Angeles to Detroit is quite a challenging feat, because I usually have a ton of lighting equipment and of course the cameras and everything, backgrounds, and she was so specific. She wanted certain shiny, shimmery backgrounds, and she asked me to make sure I get a piano, not just any piano, a Yamaha piano. Okay, so you know the thing was, there was a blizzard, snowstorm going in Detroit and Michigan at that time, and I thought, oh man, we're going to have to transport a piano to a studio, which I hadn't acquired yet. So I got on the phone and I found a studio there that was used primarily for photographing automobiles. What they do, they bring the automobiles in. It was just a huge cavernous studio. And so I got really lucky getting this place, because there's not very many little studio rentals that would be appropriate for photographing Aretha. So this is the big studio that we have with garage doors to allow cars to enter and exit. And so I rented a hotel room, and I got myself packed up. I had to use assistants there in Detroit that worked for this studio. I went all by myself. I did carry my camera equipment with me, very, very valuable, and so I didn't want to take a chance on shipping it, so I had to carry it on the plane, which I usually do. So I got myself in a hotel room in Detroit and got to this location, and it turned out where it was really a perfect big space, which we needed for it to accommodate a piano, which we had sent over by a truck, the piano rental people. And Aretha didn't just want any piano, it had to be a Yamaha, and it also had to be never played before. These are her requirements. Now, whatever Aretha asked for, we're going to get it. And so this was them carting in the piano before Aretha arrived at the studio on the session date. I don't know if you can see it, but there's snow blowing in from outside the studio. And so we went on, and everything was going according to plans. And then about an hour later, sure enough, they said Aretha is on her way. And so we had, this is a moment in time we've been anticipating for a month. This session has been planned. And so we opened up the garage door, and Aretha has her own limousine. She doesn't like to travel on trains or planes or nothing. This was her car, and so they drove her over in her own limousine and unloaded her. She got into the dressing room. She had a hair and makeup people that she asked for specifically that came from New York, and they were really expert. And so what we did was we had the studio all in readiness for Aretha, and so she went in and she just put on different outfits, and her clothing, by the way, we found out later came from various places, but she got in there, and we said, okay, Aretha's coming out. And so we went out, and this is the set where we did the shooting, and there's the piano and me up on a stand. So this is some of the lights that we acquired at the rental studio. And this is, wow, what a relief we had all of that stuff and ready for her, because a lot of people of this stature and of this professionalism don't like any surprises, and they want to have everything in readiness. So we went on and did quite a few changes on Aretha on the session, and which was really exciting. She told me how she wanted to pose, which is okay. Whatever Aretha wants, she's going to get. So this is one of the shots, and with her with like a fun fur coat on. This is another shot that this shot over here was taken from, as she was sitting at the piano. Thought she looked really beautiful there. And so the sessions just moved right along according to plans. Here's another really nice one. And so I really miss Aretha. It's fun working with powerful people like this that have their own ideas and are so successful in their own world. And so it was just a real honor for me to photograph Aretha, and to know that she trusted me behind the camera to get really good shots of her, because one had to have a real compassionate, empathetic, reciprocal relationship with somebody like Aretha. She had to, performers like this can sense if you've got everything under control. So anyway, that was another great session, and as I said, Aretha's passed on now, but we have her pictures that will go on forever, as well as her music. As I said, there's a movie coming out about her life story. And so do this, if you can, subscribe to my channel. I put a lot of energy into this, getting the prints made and everything. And I always like hearing from you. It's very touching to get your comments, and I'll try to reply back to your comments. And so give me thumbs up if you can, and you can also look at my website, harrylangdon.com, and see a lot of other of my pictures. So stay tuned. There's going to be some more photo sessions I'll tell you all about coming up soon. And so I have just hundreds of them for you if you're interested. So give me the comments and the people you might like to have me talk about. Anyway, have a wonderful day. Love you guys. Okay, bye.